Imagine being invited to a game where the rules change every time you're about to win. You are told that if you just follow the path, study the map, and put in the hours, the prize at the end is yours. But every time you reach the summit, you find that the mountain has grown another 1,000 feet. You're breathing harder, your muscles are screaming, and you're checking your watch, but the destination only drifts further away. You've done everything you were told to do. You followed the social script. And yet, at the end of every month, there is a hollow sensation in your chest. A quiet realization that despite the numbers in your bank account, you are effectively a sharecropper on a high-tech plantation. What if the widespread struggle we see today isn't a glitch in the system? What if it's the primary product? Most people believe they are struggling because of bad luck or a lack of effort. But today we are going to peel back the curtain. We are going to explore the forces that treat your ambition as fuel and your debt as a harvest. Stay with me, because we aren't just talking about money. We are talking about the invisible architecture of the modern soul. The final revelation in this discussion will give you the only weapon capable of shattering this cage, and it's the one thing the system hopes you never discover. To understand why more people are falling into this trap, we must redefine what poverty actually is. It is not just the absence of money, it is the absence of agency. It is a state where your survival depends entirely on the whims of forces you cannot see. It has long been known that a population kept in a state of slight, perpetual anxiety is much easier to manage than a population that is comfortable and independent. When you are comfortable, you ask difficult questions. When you are anxious about tomorrow, you only ask for survival. Modern society has perfected this. It promotes a standard of living that is actually a standard of servitude. We are conditioned to define our worth by what we consume, not what we actually own. We trade our most precious asset, our time, for digital status symbols and plastic comforts that lose value the moment we touch them. Think about the psychological toll. We all have parts of ourselves we suppress, our instincts for true autonomy and self-reliance. In our quest for success, we have traded the grit of the creator for the safety of the employee, not realizing that a steady paycheck is often just the bribe they give you to forget your own potential. This creates a hidden shadow. We pretend to be successful on the outside while our inner selves are in a state of permanent emergency. We are producing a generation of people who look wealthy but feel hollow. And that is the most dangerous kind of trap of all. Why do we fall for it? Because we were trained to. From the moment we enter the world, we are installed with a software of submission. You were taught that safety is found in a cubicle, and risk is a sin. This creates a false version of yourself, a mask you wear to please the world. In the modern economy, this mask is the person who buys things they can't afford to impress people they don't even like. The system rewards this false self with credit. Credit is the ultimate tool of control. It allows you to feel the pleasure of ownership without any of the power. It chains your future labor to your past desires. Consider your own nervous system. When you are underwater, your brain stays in a constant state of fight or flight. When the brain is stressed by survival, the part of you responsible for long-term strategy and building true wealth simply shuts down. The system needs you stressed. If you were calm and strategic, you would realize that the hustle culture you see online is often just a treadmill designed to keep you too tired to revolt. You are being conditioned to believe that if you just run faster, you'll catch the horizon. But the horizon isn't a place, it's an illusion. The most terrifying part of this process is when struggle stops being something you experience and starts being who you are. We see a rise in identity-based struggle. This is when people build their entire sense of self around their obstacles. They find community in their shared debt and comfort in the belief that the system is so rigged that trying is pointless. It has been said that the most effective way to control a person is to let them believe their chains are their own choice. Today, society gives you endless distractions to numb the pain of this identity. Much of human misery comes from the inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Because in the silence, you realize the truth. You realize that your constant busyness is just an avoidance of your own powerlessness. We have become experts in the price of everything, but have forgotten the value of anything. We have lost the markers of maturity that once turned people into masters of their own fate. Instead, we have adults who are decades old, but still living on subscriptions and borrowed time. This isn't an accident. A person who knows their own value cannot be bought. A person who has no identity outside of their bank balance is a person who can be owned. Poverty does not end when you get more money. It ends when you reclaim your sovereignty. The modern world wants you to react. It wants you to be outraged by the news, distracted by the scroll, and exhausted by the job. Because in a state of reaction, you have no power. There is a space between what happens to you and how you respond. In that space lies your freedom. In the financial world, that space is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. But more importantly, it is the gap between what society expects of you and what you actually decide to do. To escape this cycle, you must become a ghost in the machine. First, stop looking for someone else to blame. Whether the system is fair or not is irrelevant to your survival. The economy is like the weather. You cannot change it, but you can build a better ship. Second, dissolve the version of you that needs external validation. A true leader doesn't care if others think he is successful. He cares that he owns his time. Finally, reclaim your hours. Every hour you spend building someone else's dream is an hour you have stolen from your own legacy. The world will continue to produce more people who are trapped. It will continue to manufacture debt, distraction, and dependency. But it does not get to decide who you become. That decision happens in the silence. It happens when you stop running the race and start building your own track. Look at your life today. Where are you performing for a system that doesn't care if you succeed? Where have you traded your power for a temporary comfort? The revolution isn't going to be televised or posted on a feed. It's happening in your own discipline and your own boundaries. A conscious person in an unconscious economy is not a victim. They are a rare force, and in a world of manufactured scarcity, being rare is where true power lives.